Hello, church. It is Friday, July 24th, and I am Pastor Colleen. The blogger and writer Jeff Chu wrote an interesting piece on his blog recently. He was reading a Wall Street Journal article about rules at theme parks in Japan that are reopening post-COVID. Apparently, there was a YouTube video of two Japanese amusement park executives riding a roller coaster, and he said his favorite thing about the video was how at the end there was a warning, which the Wall Street Journal article translated as, "Please scream inside your hearts." Then Jeff went on to say this, "Please scream inside your hearts." At first it just made me laugh, but then I realized if that isn't a word for 2020, I don't know what is. Please scream inside your hearts. As I contemplated that line, I began to wonder whether some version of it might serve as wise counsel for us today. I'm not much of a screamer inside or outside, but maybe I should be. Please scream inside your hearts. In the churches of my childhood, I was told that the heart is deceitful above all things in Jeremiah 17:9. This vexed me. Was everything I ever wanted selfish or bad? Sure, as I was coveting my neighbor's Nintendo, my parents wouldn't let us have one, and I still blame them for my pathetic video game skills. My heart wasn't in a super great place. But what about when I wanted to go visit my grandma? Was my heart deceitful then? Please scream inside your hearts. My heart couldn't be trusted, and emotion was treated as something to be tamed, or better yet, ignored. Dastardly feelings. Think, my dad might yell. The brain, the seat of reason, that bastion of logic. Now there was an organ to be trusted. What if there isn't a heart-brain binary? What if it isn't an either or, but a both and, such that we viewed things in a holistic way? What if we've gotten it wrong and we've misunderstood our spiritual physiology, and silence has a profound cost? But so might screaming on, say, Twitter. Please scream inside your hearts. Perhaps in the context of our broader lives, this could be interpreted as something other than restriction. What if this was a holy invitation? Please scream inside your hearts. For whatever reason, many of us have not felt permission to scream, whether inside or outside our hearts. Or maybe I should just speak for myself, because I get myself into too much trouble. I know that I've rejected that catharsis, that cleansing. Instead, I've pretended that if I bury or stifle my emotions, they'll just go away, replaced by more helpful intellectual insights. What magical thinking. Spoiler, it hasn't worked. I wonder whether a scream inside my heart, that catharsis, that cleansing, that purging of all that otherwise festers, might make more room to hear the voices of others. I wonder whether a scream inside my heart, preferably before I scream on social media, might make me a better neighbor. I wonder whether a scream inside my heart might make room for a whisper to be heard, from the Spirit perhaps. As a person of faith, I don't believe the screams of our hearts go unheard either. One underutilized discipline of the Christian faith, which is rooted in Jewish practice, is lament. What is lament if not a biblical scream of the heart? When we lament, we cry out to God, sometimes beyond our intelligibility. Yet somehow we are promised. Lament transforms a screaming into the void, into an act of trust, into a prayer. What might otherwise be an end thus becomes a beginning of openness, a beginning of processing, a beginning of filtering, a beginning to more listening, a beginning of necessary grief and helpful mourning, a beginning of growth in understanding myself, my relationship with my neighbors, and the world we inhabit. Dear church, today, may you hear Jeff's ideas about please scream inside your heart as an invitation to lament, to cry out to God when you need to, with reassurance that God turns the lament into a prayer. And then God makes more room to hear the voices and the needs of our neighbors and family. I hope that you have a blessed weekend, church. I hope it is filled with moments of surprise and moments of peace and moments of comfort. I will see you again soon. Bye.